And I thought maybe I'd just take a moment. So at the White House, and been with me now 3.5 years before I won, before the election, is a person, a friend, a woman, a great, magnificent person, actually, named Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And she's very popular. She's very popular. And she's done an incredible job. We've been through a lot together, and she's tough, but she's good. You know, you also have tough and bad, right? She's tough and she's good. She's great. And she's going to be leaving the service of her country, and she is going to be going, I guess you could say private sector, but I hope she's going to, she comes from a great state, Arkansas. That was a state I won by a lot, so I like it, right? But we love Arkansas, and she's going to be going back to Arkansas with her great family. Her husband is a fantastic guy, and her family. And I don't know, Phil and folks, if we can get her to run for the governor of Arkansas, I think she'll do very well. And I'm trying to get her to do that. But I just saw her in the room, and I really wanted to call her up. She's a special person, a very, fine woman. She has been so great. She has such heart. She's strong, but with great heart. And I want to thank you for an outstanding job.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you. Come. Thank you, honey. Say something.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll try not to get emotional because I know that crying can make us look weak sometimes, right? This has been the honor of a lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime. I couldn't be prouder to have had the opportunity to serve my country, and particularly to work for this president. He has accomplished so much in these 2.5 years, and it's truly been something I will treasure forever. It's one of the greatest jobs I could ever have. I've loved every minute, even the hard minutes. I have loved it. I love the president. I love the team that I've had the opportunity to work for. The president is surrounded by some of the most incredible and most talented people you could ever imagine. And it's truly the most special experience. The only one I can think of that might top it just a little bit is the fact that I'm a mom. I have 3 amazing kids, and I'm going to spend a little more time with them. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue to be one of the most outspoken and loyal supporters of the president and his agenda. And I know he's going to have an incredible 6 more years and get a whole lot more done, like what we're here to celebrate today. And I don't want to take away from that. So I certainly want to get back to the tremendous thing that the people behind me have done. And thank you so much, Mr. President. It's truly an honor.
Thank you.
I think it's okay for President Trump to ask China to launch an investigation of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden?
I don't know, but that's a real request, or him just needling the press, knowing that you guys were going to get outraged by it. He's pretty good at getting everybody fired up, and he's been doing that for a while. And the media responded right on task.
But you're one of the loudest critics of China and its human rights abuses. I mean, is it okay for him to ask to say that?
I don't think it's a real request. I think he did it to gig you guys. I think he did it to provoke you to ask me and others and get outraged by it.
2 Americans and a British scientist have won this year's Nobel Prize in Medicine for their work that they've done regarding cells and oxygen. So the prize goes to Greg Semenza, professor at Johns Hopkins, and British biologist Sir Peter Ratcliffe, and William Kaelin, who teaches at Harvard. Anyway, experts say their work on how cells adapt to oxygen availability is relevant to anything from pregnancy to cancer.
Republican leaders and members of the Congress.
Los líderes republicanos y miembros del Congreso en la Cámara y el Senado están contenidos porque están aterrorizados de lo que les pueda pasar si hablan. Perderán la primaria. No sé por qué eso es un desastre tan grande, por lo que deben tomar control y cuando vean que algo no está bien, deben decirlo. Nuestra política exterior está, en mi humilde opinión, en ruinas.
Colin Powell, figura clave del Partido Republicano y del gobierno de George W. Bush.
I'll probably hear him when I come out, lock my door. I'll hear him.
So from in the hallway, you can hear his activities inside his apartment. Yes? You have to say it out loud, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
That was Joshua Brown, a witness in the trial of Amber Geiger, the Dallas police officer who shot and killed Botham Jean. Brown's emotional testimony was seen as key to Geiger's conviction. Now he himself is dead. Welcome to Full Circle. I'm Anderson Cooper. Brown was shot at his apartment building this past weekend. Police so far are saying there are no suspects and no leads. Lee Merritt represents Brown's family. He joins me now. Mr. Merritt, we spoke just last week on this program about the tragic shooting of Botham Jean. Now this other shooting. How is Joshua Brown's family? First of all, how are they holding up right now?
They're devastated. I spoke with them moments ago, and they were at the funeral home viewing Joshua Brown's body for the first time and making funeral arrangements. They had just spoken with him. Speaking or testifying at that trial was a major activity in his life. It put him under a lot of stress that he shared with his parents. He was a private guy and he didn't like that kind of exposure. And they assured him that things would eventually go back to normal, and they never did.
I know he was, as you said, he was worried about testifying at the trial. Did he I think he was ultimately subpoenaed to do so. Do you have a sense of what it was that concerned him about coming forward?
Well, it's several things that concerned him. First, in the community that Joshua lived in, participating in a state case is frowned upon. You're seen as a snitch, and whether or not that is a valid concern, or whether or not it applied in this case because he was testifying against a police officer, is beside the point. It's something that caused him stress because he didn't want to be seen as someone who would be considered a pariah in the community that he lived in. He also was concerned that there were people out there who wanted to do him harm. I've learned over the weekend that he was shot in November of 2018 in a nightclub, and someone else in that nightclub was killed. It was his belief that he was likely the intended target, and that there are still people out there who wanted to do him harm. As a result, he intentionally kept a very low profile. And when he was subpoenaed to testify in this case, he relayed to the court that he did not want to participate because of concerns for his own safety.